Man, for a second I thought I was gonna play it.
You still can.
How?
If you're playing The Last of Us for the first time, whether because you've watched the show and want to see where it all began, or because you've just got hold of a PC port or a PS5 with the remake, here are some hints and tips to get you through your first playthrough. Before you even begin, especially if you have accessibility needs or aren't a big gamer, it's worth looking through the game's full range of features in the menus. Even if you don't have need of the audio descriptions, colorblind mode, or other options for physical impairments, the ability to change the color of the HUD, turn enemy awareness indicators on or off, add the center dot to aid with motion sickness, remap the controls, and so on may provide some useful quality of life improvements from the outset. Once you start the game, the basic gameplay loop consists of combat encounters and environmental traversal puzzles. The latter are fairly straightforward, generally moving a thing out of the way, or into a place you can climb or cross it. However, there is a skip puzzle accessibility option you can turn on if you struggle with these due to vision, spatial awareness, or any other factor. Between combat encounters, both in transition areas and in combat arenas, there will be resources to scavenge, ammo, crafting items to create everything from health kits to bombs, notes, pills, and scraps. The pills can be used to upgrade Joel's skills, and the number of areas you can upgrade increases as you find survival manuals in the world. The scraps can be used to upgrade your guns and, crucially, to build additional holsters so you can carry 2 long guns and 2 sidearms at a time, instead of just 1. This is worth doing as early as you can, though to do so make sure you collect not just scraps but also find toolboxes, which will increase your tools level. With that done, let's dive into combat. Let's start with bricks and bottles. The game quickly teaches you that these are useful for a distraction, the sound of them being thrown drawing enemies away from you, but that's only the beginning of their usefulness. You can aim and throw them, or any other projectile like molotovs and bombs, or if you don't aim, then whilst they're equipped, the reticle will lock on to the nearest enemy. Therefore, simply pressing throw without aiming will chuck it at the enemy and stun them. This allows you to grab them while they're stunned. If they're a human and not in the line of sight or hearing of another human, this will also keep you in stealth and allow you to kill them quietly. With infected, they will be alerted, so this doesn't quite work the same. Also, if the stunned enemy is a clicker, you can only grab them if you have a shiv to hand to kill them. However, if you have a brick to hand with a clicker, rather than throw it at them, you can hit them whilst holding it for a quick and easy melee kill. This is also loud, however, so be aware this will break stealth. If you stun an enemy with a brick or bottle, the other option if you're not concerned about stealth is a quick melee kill. If you're armed, they will go down straight away. If you're not, then it will take a couple of extra seconds. In a pinch, the brick and bottle could save your life. Next, shivs. The one big tip here, above all else, is to save these for when you really need them. You can use them to kill human enemies and runners, but honestly this is a waste as they will be a finite resource. Their main use is to stealth kill clickers, as without them you have to go loud to kill these enemies. Beyond that, you can also unlock shiv doors, which when you find them will give you extra ammo and supplies. Sometimes that will give you enough resources to craft a new shiv to replace the one you've used, but not always, and especially not on higher difficulties where resources are more scarce. As you find pills, you can also unlock the Shiv Master skill. This does 2 things, one being to give you more kills per individual shiv, though opening a shiv door will always use up a full shiv. The other is to allow you to use the shiv as a defense item when grabbed, including by clickers and stalkers. Whilst useful, be aware that there is a trade-off. If you swing a melee weapon at a clicker when it hasn't been stunned and you have this skill, the game will make the clicker grab you, so you have to shiv to break free before being able to attack it. Therefore, if possible, it's best to stun it with a brick or by shooting and breaking its fungal faceplate. Now let's talk about melee combat. As mentioned, you can punch enemies or use a melee weapon to hit them if you find one in the world. These are breakable, but can be upgraded to make them sharper and more deadly for a limited number of one-hit kills. When engaged in a combat with a human, you may find that they dodge your swing. When this happens, quickly press triangle to counter. If they're attacking with fists, then Joel will push them away and allow you to punch again. If they have a melee weapon, you need one of your own to block, or you cannot counter. Beyond melee combat, we of course have guns, Molotov cocktails and bombs at our disposal. However, ammo and crafting supplies will be relatively scarce, so it's best to try and minimise how much you use these on weaker enemies. Bombs and Molotovs make relatively short work of bloaters, or help reduce the size of a group of enemies. Shotguns are better for quick kills up close, and little help at a distance. The rifle is extremely powerful, especially with upgrades, but takes time not only to reload, but also to ready between each round. As you play, you'll get more familiar with the strengths and weaknesses of each weapon and can weigh up when they're best used. With the bow, which is fantastic for stealth, clean headshots make it easier to reclaim the arrow for reuse, though if you listen carefully with headphones on, you can hear if it breaks. Speaking of which, you can also hear when enemies drop ammo as they die if they're close to you. Beyond being familiar with the various weapons and when to use them, the other main things to be aware of in combat encounters include the need to keep moving. This is not a straightforward third-person cover shooter, and enemies will move to flank you and take you by surprise. So even if you're not going for a full stealth strategy, guerrilla warfare is always far more effective than a straight shootout, both for ammo conservation and to avoid being overwhelmed. It's also worth looking out for when it's not necessary to kill every enemy. Though some encounters explicitly require this, others allow you to get by killing few or none, as you're not trying to take everyone out, but to find a way through. This can save you ammo and resources in many instances. Hopefully these tips are helpful to you. If so, let me know below in the comments. Equally, let me know if you'd be interested in a full walk through the game covering each encounter and what items to save for when. I can cover that in future videos. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and consider subscribing to keep up to date with all my content. Like the video that just popped up, which YouTube thinks you should watch next. This is a Patreon and member supported channel, so if you want to become a member and unlock custom badges and emojis, early access to my videos, and your name in the credits, then click the join button below. Thanks very much for watching, and see you next time.